What's up, nerds? Welcome to a Nintendo mini block. Ed and I decided to do a mini block tonight because A, we haven't done one in a while, and B, a Nintendo Direct was announced today, and
Yes.
it's going to be on March 8th, which we will be doing a reaction show and a proper podcast breaking down the entire show for you. On Friday, that podcast will go up, and our reaction video will go up. As soon as we record it, So we're very excited, very, very, very excited about this Nintendo Direct. I wanted it earlier, but better late than never. And I'm always up for Nintendo Direct. And
Yeah.
we got
And
we
see,
got the Direct Mini, which a couple months ago, which was awesome. And now, Ed,
yeah, we thought that because they did an Indies direct last year in February, so for a lot of us we thought that would be happening, but when that didn't show up, kind of got worried.
hmm
Now out the blue, they're doing a direct, and surprisingly, they're back to doing it on a Thursday.
hmm
So I'm assuming that maybe something is dropping digitally that they're going to announce.
yeah,
One of those. Uh, this is a game. It's
yeah.
out.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
oh,
I could also see, I could also like, I remember they did say that they might mention their online service this direct too,
hmm
but we're gonna focus kind of solely on the games right now.
yes.
They could drop something digitally tomorrow that's super important. They could drop, something just another atomic bomb like they dropped Doom and Wolfenstein on us, or Dark Souls. Like, I'm expecting something big, and I'm kind of expecting Diablo to be that because we kind of knew about Dark Souls a little bit beforehand.
Yes.
So I'm kind of expecting Diablo 3, which has been rumored for a long time, to be dropped tomorrow. I don't know if they're gonna. I think they're gonna save Smash for E3, but I want to go over real quick the list that IGN has, what they expect to see from tomorrow's direct. This is on IGN. It says what we expect to see from the March 8th Nintendo Direct. Mario Tennis Aces, Diablo 3, South Park, The Stick of Truth, and The Fractured Butthole, which I'm glad because The Stick of Truth is a better game than The Fractured Butthole, in my opinion. Uh, Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Dragon
Uh,
Ball Fighters.
oh, whatever. The Z is capitalized. I'm saying Z. Don't capitalize your Z if you don't want it to be said that way.
That's how the director of Namco made it.
I
That's what I'm saying.
know, I know. Okay, Dragon Ball Fighters, Metroid Prime Trilogy HD Collection, which they did say that this one might be a little bit of a long shot, but not impossible due to the fact that Metroid Prime 4 has been announced and coming at some point. Uh, Fire Emblem, which I heard on a podcast today, and I forget what they said the title was, but one of the Reddit like leakers who's got a really good track record. It was like eulogy of the fallen or eulogy of the soldiers or something, because they really want to play with that death mechanic, I guess.
hmm
Animal Crossing and some sort of Pokemon, which you know Pokemon could be a ton of different things. Could be Detective Pikachu. Could be, since there's probably won't be a Pokemon proper game this year, it could be like a new mystery dungeon for 3DS. That kind of thing. So, and then Wolfenstein 2 release date, and Ever Oasis Saga, which is this isn't on the IGN page, but it is something I heard on a podcast earlier today as well. Ever Oasis Sagas is a remake with extra content of the 3DS game in Unreal Engine and being moved over to Switch. So, Ed, how do you feel, first of all, from just this list?
Um, with that list, I will be kind of happy. Um, because only reason why I say kind of happy is that I know a lot of those developers in the past saying that this game is not in production for the Switch, that it wasn't planned. So I'm not expecting too many of those games um being ported over the Switch. A Metroid Prime trilogy would be nice, but I think I would save that kind of for a fall direct. I would have kind of mentioned it now, due to the fact that there's no new intro information for Metroid Prime 4. So the trilogy one I could see happening, but waiting. Of course, Wolfenstein is going to get a date. Hopefully, it's not in May. It needs to be surprisingly in April, or it needs to be sometime in June or July.
Yeah,
Because if it's
surprisingly. Oh, sorry.
oh,
I
go
just want
ahead.
to say, like, surprisingly, we haven't heard anything for April. Like, we have a bunch of releases in March and May and, almost into June, and we still have an empty April, which, you know, my initial thought was to release Mario Tennis and Hyrule Warriors in April. But I think Wolfenstein would slip right in there as well if the rumored June 22nd date for Mario Tennis is true.
Hmm.
So you would still have the Nintendo game in Hyrule Warriors, and you would have the strong third party game in Wolfenstein.
Right. I know. I just know that May itself, it kind of needs to be avoided of new games are coming in, because if Wolfenstein comes in May, that's going to get destroyed. It can't be nowhere near Dark Souls or some of the other Nintendo or any kind of game coming out. At least if it comes in April, that's a game that could go against God of War.
Hmm.
If
Yeah,
people,
especially if it's releasing early, because I
yeah,
mean, I keep forgetting that Nintendo Labo's coming out in April, at the end of April, but I clearly think that Wolfenstein is aimed at a different audience than Labo, right?
right.
So I think if you don't want that going up against God of War, maybe you release that at the beginning of April, and then you release something like Hyrule Warriors at the end of April, or
Or I would do Wolfenstein 2, following week Hyrule Warriors, that then following week uh well, whenever God of War, and because I think God of War, I think that one is the third week of April. Um, because April starts on the first. I mean, sorry, everybody. April starts on the Sunday.
April
April
always
1st
starts on the
starts on
first.
the first. Yeah. Okay. So it's that third week, the 20th, that God of War drops in Lapo. So that's a Friday. So the 6th will be really good for Wolfenstein. 13th will be Hyrule Warriors. The 20th will still be Labo, and then the 27th, if they feel like they want to do something, they can add something, maybe a surprise, or maybe a 3DS game, because like Sushi Strikers, that only has been shown at E3. It hasn't, no more information has come up. So that's a hidden game that we're waiting for more to see. It
Yeah,
might get the release date.
yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like, also the two there's two rumored 3DS games that might be announced tomorrow. One of them is what was the one? One of them is the Link's Awakening remake,
Mm-hmm.
which we've been kind of hearing mutterings of that for a long time, and I think it's even more possible now than ever to put it, like, especially to put it on the 3DS, which is kind of, I don't want to say a dying platform, but Nintendo is moving a lot of their internal development away from 3DS and moving that to Switch, but they still want content coming to the
Right.
3DS, and that would probably be like a good game for someone like Grezzo, who did the Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask remakes, and then
Yeah.
they did Ever Oasis as well, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, they did.
And that would be a really awesome project to see them tackle, because they already know the Zelda formula. They already know how to work with Nintendo's IP. I just think it would be really cool to see that, especially because, like, that's such, like, in terms of traditional Zelda games, that's such an oddball one,
Mm-hmm.
and stuck on the Game Boy still, and I know it's on Virtual Console and stuff, but I just think it would be really cool to take the Link Between Worlds art style and really just give that game that look. I think it would be awesome.
Yeah. We'll probably get something about Project Octopath. We'll probably finally get a name and a release date. Maybe The World Ends With You may get more information from last the mini direct. We might get something from there. I know we haven't talked too much about 3DS because a lot of people are focusing on the games that's coming on Switch. But it looks, I have a feeling that everything is going to get like almost a 10-minute breakdown, and they'll probably do accessories like talking about Labo or and talking about some amiibos that's coming from games. If the Diablo 3, which I really do hope happens, I think that should be the ending of the direct. That would be the killer, and it will probably show how Blizzard games will work on a Nintendo system once again.
Mhm.
And I think that everybody would be like, okay, I got my Skyrim, I got Diablo 3, I got Dark Souls coming all on the Switch.
Along with Wolfenstein and
Uh,
Doom, like there's going to be such a good
Dude,
mix of like quote unquote mature rated content on the Switch. It's like it's really cool to see, and like I know these games already exist in some form on other consoles, but like
I
it's cool to see Nintendo get this stuff.
exactly, and I think Team Ninja needs to put Neo on it because that would be a great game. Not only of the Dark Souls games are coming to Switch, like the whole collection, or just Dark Souls 1. Neo needs
Well, the
to be
rumor
on
is
the
all
system.
three of them are going to come
Oh,
eventually.
yeah.
Well,
Well,
Dark Souls Remastered, Scholar of the First Sin, which is the
mm,
remix of 2, and then the Fire Fades edition of 3 are rumored. Now, maybe somebody just cooked those rumors up because Dark Souls Remastered was coming,
yeah,
but never say never at this point, right? I mean,
pretty
like,
much.
look, Doom and Wolfenstein alone are ridiculously huge games that somehow they got.
And they work.
I know.
They fit for the system, and they so well. Check out.
I was playing Doom a little bit the other day,
Uh-huh.
and I was just like, how did they fit this on this console? Because like I've put away some of the games that I'm not playing currently. I mean, I have a cartridge case that holds 24 cartridges, and I was like, some of these games I'm not going to play for a while, so I put some of them away.
Mhm.
But Doom and Skyrim are on the first sleeve of games that I'm like, I really need to get into these games and really need to dive into these. And then Xenoblade and Bayonetta 2 and Mario Kart and ARMS are on the first slot because Mario Kart's got to be on the first slot. But
Something just came to my mind. We might get something about Shin Megami Tensei 5. Is it 5? Is it
yeah,
4 or
it's 5.
5?
It's 5.
It's 5. I think we'll probably get some more information about that.
I wouldn't be
being
surprised
Corey
to
was
see
talking-
more RPGs announced too, just because
So your
like
Mirage session. I know you mentioned that.
maybe we'll finally get, because remember when I showed you the tweet from the Bravely Default studio
Uh-huh.
and it had the girl from the game with the Joy-Cons dancing around a Christmas tree?
I would take a 2-pack. I would take the collection.
Dude,
if
I would
they
just
could
take
do that.
one. I would just take one.
I mean, yeah. I mean, at this
I'd
point
take
in
a
time,
collection, but I would take.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, why not? And then maybe if they feel like it, let's bring out 3. Now, maybe Secret of Mana the remake might get announced, and they might go and fix the problems that they have with the game. Who knows? I know we haven't touched on 3DS yet. I think Stick of Truth and the Fractured But Whole, they will be good buys for the system. I think Stick of Truth would be a great $40 game, and still has Fractured But Whole at $60. Because they're probably working with Nintendo, adding some kind of costumes, or they're doing something with Nintendo to get some exclusive for that game.
Right, and if they are making this game, like they're gonna, I guarantee you they're gonna do what they did with the PS4 and Xbox One release.
Mhm.
Stick of Truth free if you buy it
I would love that.
as a download. Like, even if it's just a download code, like, they're going to do that. Because why would you do it for these two systems? And, like, I get it, like, Switch tax and whatever, to put it on the cart, you know, quote-unquote, extra $10 of the indies and stuff. But, like, Ubisoft is a big company, and they want to work with Nintendo. So I think
Yes.
they're, in terms of, like, goodwill towards Nintendo fans, they're going to do that. Because they want you buying their games, you know?
What do you think they should bring a Assassin's Creed collection then to Switch?
I mean, I said they should bring Assassin's Creed Rogue Remastered to it,
Mhm.
but maybe we'll see that. Maybe we'll see that tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
I mean, like
I could
I'm
see- I
I'm
could
so
see that
far
happen.
past Assassin's Creed right now. I'm just like, I played a ton of Origins. I probably put 100 hours into Origins, and I was like, I really enjoyed that game, but I'm really burnt out on Assassin's Creed after that. Like, Origins was a fantastic
It's
game,
a lot.
but 100 hours of any game is a lot.
Mhm.
So, like, I could cool it
Well-
on Assassin's Creed unless it was Black Flag.
Uh-huh.
Then I'd be
Well,
like, sure.
Morpheus Law. I think they're going to finally give that a release date. I mean, Nintendo has been hyping that game up as an indie. It hasn't been released, so we might get something for that. You mentioned Detective Pikachu. Yeah, we'll probably see something like that. Like, we haven't touched 3DS, so I'm thinking maybe another Phoenix Wright game we might get. Maybe we Bravely Default 3. Final Fantasy There to Rhythm too. Elite Beat Ages might come back. I'm missing.
You know what we might see tomorrow too for 3DS? It's already confirmed for 3DS, but we really haven't seen it. Persona Q2.
Did Atlas confirm it?
Yeah, they confirmed it last year.
Oh yeah, we probably. How did I miss that? I don't know how I missed that.
I don't know. I forgot to tell you, I guess. I don't know.
Then,
We're too
yeah,
hyped about everything else, Ed.
That is true. Like Atlas alone bringing some of their titles to 3DS, keeping that still niche market like satisfied with their role playing games. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it would be good to at least get 10 announced games, maybe a new 3DS or 2DS design. You know, something to go with one of the games or something. Who knows? And maybe they hit something at E3 that they want to show. They got something big to show us at E3. Maybe it's the next DS handline, or maybe they're going back to the Game Boy Advance series. Like, we shall see what's going to happen. No, Nintendo is known to throw in something. Of course, they're going to talk about Hamster with Neo Geo games, so we might find out some more download things. The Heroines for the SNK game, the fighting one. We might get more information about that, like showing off more characters and more just information before the game comes out.
Yeah.
And who knows? We could probably get a new Fatal Fury game from the creators, or King of Fighters. Like, I was just thinking about. Oh, this just hit my mind. Goodness. People, who knows Vanillaware. They did some games for PlayStation and for
Yeah.
Nintendo.
Odin Sphere,
Yeah.
Muramasa.
Muramasa, Demon Blade. Maybe they could bring something to it, to the system for 3DS or for Switch. Like Muramasa, Demon Blade, I would love to see on Switch.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, Way Forward could be announcing a Shantae game. We might finally get a date and information about Shovel Knight. Like, there might be that collection in that amiibo. So, if they throw in Smash, whew, I don't know if I'll be ready for that, because my thing would be, what are you guys going to add? And you got to give us at least a character reveal.
Yeah.
They got to add a new character. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna. I still
They
think
shouldn't-
Smash is either gonna have its own direct or just be the highlight of E3.
I think it should. I think they got something planned up for the highlight for E3.
Yeah,
If
I do
not,
too.
I would be surprised because it has to be Metroid Prime or it has to be Pokemon. Um, I wouldn't think if they do Animal Crossing, I think it's going to be Pocket Camp. They're not ready to reveal anything for that game for Switch just yet. Yeah, if I was Nintendo, I would say that for E3. Like they don't want to really go big. They kind of want to give us something that's going to be ready for spring. At least to May. And maybe some stuff they reveal at E3 to go into the fall, because I would give them any releases that they got will probably be up to August.
Yeah.
And maybe we get new Joy-Cons, new Pro Controller colors, new sets for the for Labo. They may get dated and everything, because they are making the rounds and stuff, having different magazines and companies play and bring their kids and stuff, and it's been good reports and stuff. So maybe we'll see that for this direct. And there's a lot they could do within 30 minutes. And you don't, and I know they don't want, they really can't rush 3DS. They have to give it at least about 10 minutes and then make the next 20 minutes switch in accessories.
Yeah. Maybe we'll see like cool Joy-Cons or cool special edition Pro controllers or a cool like replacement dock. Like, I mean, they still have a lot of things that they can do to make the system customizable.
Yes.
That we haven't seen yet. They could have a new kickstand tray type thing where like, you set it in top and the charger can come down and through a hole or whatever instead of just sitting it on a kickstand. We could, look, I bought these replacement things for my gray Joy-Cons that I got because these buttons are sticking. Of course they're not sticking now because I'm about to replace them. But, I want white Joy-Cons, and that's why I got these white ones, I got to be really careful, though, because I came with this little teeny tiny bag of screws, and you can't even, like, really see the screws. Look how tiny they are.
Yeah.
This bag, look how big this bag is and the screws
Dime
inside.
bag.
But
I think that's a dime bag.
Yeah. Oh, well. At least it's not drugs.
Exactly.
Hugs, not drugs.
What if Nintendo and Nelco do Darksiders? Keep saying that a Dark Souls Pro controller.
Yeah, it's totally possible.
I would love to see that. Have it like a navy blue, like a deep navy blue, and then probably have some gold buttons on it to kind of represent something to represent Dark Souls. Keep wanting to say Darksiders and Darkstalkers. Goodness, there's so many dark stuff. But yeah, I'm excited for this. I definitely got to get snacks.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really excited for this, man. I cannot wait to get home from work tomorrow, and it's not because I don't enjoy my job or anything, but look, it's a Nintendo Direct, and we only get one every, 3 months, so...
or just, out the blue.
Yeah, so... we will have a reaction video on that tomorrow. We will be hopefully joined by a special guest tomorrow, so
yes.
There's a little tease for you there. We're going to do a reaction video, and then, of course, we're going to do a proper podcast on Friday, breaking down everything, what we liked, what we may be disappointed in, if we were disappointed at all. But, Ed, before we get out of here, what's one game that maybe hasn't been announced, but you want to see there tomorrow? Just one game that you think could be seen tomorrow that maybe hasn't been announced, or maybe would fit on the Switch, or just your wildest hopes and dreams.
My wildest hopes and dreams. I would like to see Spyro. I would like to actually see the Spyro collection to be announced. If not, follow me on this. Everybody could be mad at me later. I'm still wanting the Lost Planet trilogy. I want something from Capcom and Konami. Got to bring something to the table, and
Ooh,
I would
what
prefer.
if they announce like Resident Evil tomorrow? Honestly, I
That's a
wouldn't
poss.
mind.
I wouldn't mind.
I wouldn't mind. Like I'm expecting those at some point. I mean, they might as well just get it out of the way. I bet. Oh,
Hmm.
I bet we'll see Mega Man tomorrow
Yeah, the Legacy. Yeah,
because it comes out in May. The Legacy Collection. I'm sure we'll see
yeah,
some of it because it comes out in May. So
and the Street Fighter anniversary. We'll probably see more. Uh, but yeah, I would just love them to for Capcom. I would love for Capcom probably bring their arcade collection 1 and 2 to Switch that came on PlayStation 2. Something about that. Konami, even though what they're doing dealing with this situation right now, I that announcement or some announcement of the Rebirth series that would be terrific if they did that. Um,
I mean, there was that. There was. I mean, I know in the comments they said that video was fake. But what if Capcom puts Marvel vs. Capcom 3 on there? That could be
yeah.
that could be a huge win because Switch didn't get the other version, and people seem to like 3 more than Infinite right now.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
I mean, like the real dream
I
would
mean,
be 2, but I mean,
right.
realistically, I think 3 has a better shot.
Yeah, I think people will if Marvel vs. Capcom, let's say Infinite doesn't come. If 2 or 3 or both of them comes, yeah.
What if
What
they just made a Marvel vs. Capcom collection and it's just 1, 2, and 3?
everybody would lose their. I think Blizzard would be in trouble then because even though the PC and Diablo fans would be happy for that, to have that game come to Switch, oh, you'll definitely be seeing that rated up to E3. I mean, not E3 at Evo. Come on, Capcom, make up with Bando Namco. I need my Tatsunoko versus Capcom. I need that to come to Switch. I'm sorry, everybody. That's one of my favorite fighting games of
That was the
all
one
time.
for Wii, right?
Yes,
Okay.
and that's the one that people they ignored it, and when it sold out and there was no more reprints, everybody started looking for it, and then people started charging like $150 $200 for it because they somehow got a chance to play it at the arcade like Dave and Buster's and stuff and be like, oh, I need this game, but you can't find it no more.
Right.
So Tatsunoko versus Capcom come through.
Yeah.
Last but not least, I'm sorry everybody. I'm sorry, Corey.
I like how I said 1 and Ed's named like 12 games already.
I'm sorry. 3DS, I would love for them to actually announce something for Dragon Quest 11. We haven't seen anything, but that would be a good way to end the 3DS section if they could do that.
You think they would just do the 3DS one? You don't think they would announce the Switch and the 3DS one at the same time?
Um, I think because people will want it on Switch.
Well, they already confirmed a
But
Switch
because
version's
Japan,
coming, right?
I don't know because the PS4 in Japan, the PS4 and the 3DS version
I'm
in
looking this
Japan is out, so
Right.
they're probably doing localization for it. Now, if they decide to bring that game and put it on Switch instead of 3DS,
Dragon
which would
Quest
probably
11
be
on Switch has been announced and is powered by Unreal Engine 4.
for America or just for Japan,
It doesn't say.
just as okay. So, um, maybe they could bring that because I would just say still go ahead and skip Dragon Quest 10. Like, don't even bring that here. Like, it's a game that came out, it did its time, people are moved on to Monster Hunter. I don't think it needs to be in America. Just go ahead and do 11.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my. I'm sorry everybody that I went off, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Corey.
I mean,
Like,
no, it's fine. Everything that I think I would want on Switch is in this IGN article or has been like rumored by some on another podcast or another website or something, like a proper website, not like a fan site or like, gamingrumors.net with a Z or whatever, like it's everything's pretty much there. The one thing I really would like to see, well, there's kind of two things actually. I would like to see Luigi's Mansion make a return. I think that would be like another direct outside of this one because there's already so much announced already.
Yeah.
But Luigi's Mansion's one, and then Soul Calibur 6 for Switch, I think I would like to see with Link as a special character again. And I know there's rumors floating around right now that Geralt from Geralt from The Witcher is going to be the guest character. But I don't know. I think Link fits in that game so well, and
Yeah.
I miss it.
need my
I miss playing Soul Calibur 2, to be honest with you. Like on GameCube
yes.
and you know, so
Like if they even if they don't announce it and that game shows up on Virtual Console, because like if they announce GameCube for VC for fall, everybody's gonna want that. There's no way that in all 7+ years of whatever the Switch is around, if they do not put Soul Calibur 2, people will be highly upset. They want that game.
right. So,
Now,
anything else, Ed?
one last thing. The way that me and Corey reacted when Doom after Doom came out, and then Wolfenstein 2 came out, like we literally lost our minds. I don't know if we're gonna get a game like that, but if we do,
Oh, that was the other game that was rumored. The other game that was rumored was Prey.
we talked about that.
We did,
Yeah,
but who was it? I think I was listening. I was listening to Kinda Funny Games Daily today,
mm-hmm.
and they talked about the rumored stuff and Prey. They brought up Prey like 3 different times. It was rumored for a Switch port.
It would fit.
I know.
Prey or a Dishonored collection.
Yeah.
Like, I will be so down for that. I have my problems with Prey, but but Bethesda can just do anything that they want at this point.
Yeah, I mean, if whatever Bethesda publishes on Switch, I'll probably pick up at this point. You know, the other rumor at E3, at least not this direct, but at E3, like Doom 2 might be announced. So.
Oh, at Bethesda's conference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And if everybody can realize, we mentioned nothing for EA. Like, I just whatever
The only
they
thing
got
I
in
would
the
care
pipeline.
about, the only thing I would care about from EA would be a Mass Effect trilogy collection, a Dead Space collection, or Madden at this point. Like, those are the only games I would care. And I know 2 of those things aren't coming ever.
Right.
So.
Excuse me. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I don't have no hopes and really wouldn't care if EA doesn't show anything.
Yeah,
That's completely fine.
Look, I've lost all interest in anything EA puts out except for, like, unless it's like a BioWare property, I just don't care about EA games anymore. Like, I just don't. And it has nothing to do with them being a bad company. It has nothing to do with the Star Wars fiasco. Like, they're just not putting anything out that I care about except for Madden. And even then, I'm like, I don't have time to sit and play Madden. And especially, I don't have time to play multiple sports games, first of all. Like, I've been playing NBA 2K like crazy, but like,
Yeah.
that's the sports game I bought this year, right? And it's just like, I don't have time to play multiple sports games, so.
Right. Now, Grand Theft Auto 6, that'd be a wig snatcher. That'd be a wig snatcher for me, because I'd be like, wait, what?
Yeah, I mean, that would be, I mean, even Grand Theft Auto 5 at this point would be like, whoa, that's big. Like,
That's big. Yeah, I think that would make some money. The ultimate one for me, though. So, Xbox One and PS4, y'all can have y'all Burnout Paradise. If they announce Burnout Takedown for Switch, EA
dude,
makes.
They would not. EA wouldn't release just something for Switch. They would.
I think they would. They would literally
speaking of EA franchises that I don't care about, but now suddenly care about if it came to Switch, Plants vs Zombies, Garden Warfare 3.
Garden Warfare. I can see that. I can see all three one and two coming in the Garden Warfare 3. I can see that.
I just remembered because like the art book for, or the comic or something for Garden Warfare, the art, is it the comic book or the art book? It has art from the unannounced Garden Warfare 3, and I'm like, to capture like the Splatoon crowd, Garden Warfare 3 would be perfect for Switch.
Yes.
Like, I don't care about Battlefield or Battlefront or Call of Duty, but Garden Warfare fits. And that game is fun. I don't know if you played it at all, but that game is fun.
Yes.
Yeah. I can always tell when I freeze on Ed's screen because he just stares at me intently. Then he's like, yes. So, but I think that's going to do it for prediction / rumors episode of a mini block. So, obviously there's no intro because we just did it and uploaded it and whatever. So, you can find mini blocks whenever we feel like doing them. Sometimes we feel like doing them. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes they'll come and go, but they will be found in the Nintendo Power Block playlist on our YouTube page, youtube.com/NGR Radio. They won't go up as separate podcasts, although some people have asked me to do it. So maybe the next one, because this will be too soon. It'll just be out of date by the time it posts. So
yeah,
you know, it's something that we're gonna continue to look at. Check out Pod and Play. And by the way, we need to talk about that after we get off the air.
Okay.
Scheduling wise. But yeah, check out Pod and Play. Tomb Raider episode's up. Infamous is going up this weekend. Really proud of that show Ed and I have been doing. Check out Squad Goals, where Jesse and I played Rainbow Six Siege, and I did terrible. And the second episode is going to be the first hour and a half of Halo 4, which is probably... That video might be the best video we've ever recorded in NGR history. Like, that video was so much fun.
Oh, I cannot wait till we live the experience and just completely fall out and laugh.
Oh my gosh, it was so funny.
It was so good.
It's so good. So check out those new shows. I don't know if there's anything else we really need to announce at this time, but remember to download Nintendo Power Block every Tuesday and Friday. I almost said Monday and Thursday, but that's just when we record. Every Tuesday and Friday at 7 a.m. now, and watch it on YouTube if you want. Remember, tomorrow we're going to do a live reaction / podcast for the Nintendo Direct. Hope you're excited. I know we are. And we'll have a special guest. Ed, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at @ThatRetroCode, and check out Optional Opinion. The Optional Direct will be available a little bit later after and the recordings from NGR. So after you guys see the reactions, I'm trying to get Optional Direct out for you guys to check out on SoundCloud. So yeah.
You can find me at CorianHD on Twitter and Instagram, and you can find me all across NGR Radio. Yeah, I think that's it. So like, subscribe, and share. Hit that bell. I was told I have to say hit that bell now because
Ding, ding, ding,
apparently
ding, ding.
the bell alerts you when new episodes come up, even though when you subscribe, it should just do that anyway. That's just my opinion. Of course, I'm not a professional YouTuber here, so if you want to watch all of our videos, click the bell, click subscribe, leave a comment, rate us on iTunes. That helps with discoverability, especially on iTunes. So with that said, thank you guys so much for watching, and until tomorrow, we love you.
Bye, everybody.